Welcome back friends. Welcome back again to one more of the lecture session from this channel. So in this lecture session we will be studying regarding transgenic animals from biotechnology and its applications in detail. So here what are transgenic animals? Specific living organisms are specific animals in which their DNA is manipulated in order to possess or in order to express a foreign desirable gene in order to induce various desirable characters. Such specific living organisms or such specific animals, they are termed as transgenic animals. That means to the specific animals in which a foreign gene is integrated in order to induce various desirable characters, such specific animals, they are termed as transgenic animals. Is it clear? So let me write it on the board. Specific animals in which their DNA is manipulated in order to possess or express a foreign desirable gene in order to induce or in order to regulate various desirable characters such specific animals that are termed as transgenic animals. Is it clear? Such specific animals are termed as transgenic animals. So right now there are many number of transgenic animals. So here what are the various transgenic animals which do exist here? The various transgenic animals, they may include transgenic rats, rabbits, cows, pigs, fish and sheep. So here out of these many transgenic animals, the most abundantly used or the most abundantly available transgenic animal, here it is nothing but transgenic mice. Is it clear? So let me write it here. There are many number of transgenic animals like rats, rabbits, cows, pigs, fish and sheep. So here all these are the various transgenic animals which do exist, and out of these many transgenic animals, the most abundantly used transgenic animal, here it is nothing but transgenic mice. Now here a question arises in your mind. What are the various advantages of these transgenic animals to the human welfare? So right now we will be studying regarding the various benefits or the various advantages of these transgenic animals to the human welfare in detail. Is it clear? So let me arrange the things here. Okay. Some of the benefits of the various transgenic animals to the human welfare. So here some of the benefits of the transgenic animals to the human welfare, it may include normal physiology and development. Is it clear? So let me write it here. Some of the benefits of transgenic animals to the human welfare may include normal physiology and development. Normal physiology and development. Normal physiology and development, right? So here, most commonly transgenic animals, they play an important role in understanding the regulation of gene expression within the living organisms. So here, in order to understand the regulation of gene expression within the living organisms, here transgenic animals, they play an important role. Is it clear? Transgenic animals. Transgenic animals are most commonly used in order to understand the regulation of gene expression within the living organism, right? Within the living organism. So here, in order to understand this particular concept, here we can take the advantage of one of the common example which has mentioned in your NCERT. So if we consider a specific gene which is responsible for encoding a specific complex factor termed as insulin-like growth factor. So let me write it here. A specific gene which is responsible for encoding a specific complex factor termed as insulin-like growth factor. Insulin-like growth factor. So here insulin-like growth factor, most commonly it is used for regulating many of the physiological functions within the living organism. So here, in order to understand or here in order to visualize the various physiological functions of the specific complex factor termed as insulin-like growth factor within the living organism, here we need to isolate a foreign desirable gene from the external species. So here, after isolating a foreign desirable gene from the external species, here we need to insert the foreign desirable gene into the concerned gene which is responsible for encoding a specific complex factor termed as insulin-like growth factor. Is it clear? So let me show it on the board. So let us assume it has a specific gene which is responsible for encoding insulin-like growth factor. Insulin-like growth factor, right? So here, within the concerned gene which is responsible for encoding insulin-like growth factor, once when we insert a foreign desirable gene, so here it is nothing but what? Foreign desirable gene, right? Foreign desirable gene. So once when we insert a foreign desirable gene into the concerned gene which is responsible for encoding insulin-like growth factor, here the biological functions of the insulin-like growth factor, it is altered, so that easily we can understand the various biological functions of the insulin-like growth factor within the living organism. Is it clear? So let me write it here. Insulin-like growth factor. Insulin-like growth factor is responsible for regulating many of the physiological functions. So here, to understand the functions of insulin-like growth factor, insulin-like growth factor, insulin-like growth factor, we need to insert an foreign desirable gene, into the concerned gene, which is responsible or which encodes insulin-like growth factor, which encodes insulin-like growth factor. Insulin-like growth factor, right? So here, once when we insert a foreign desirable gene into the concerned gene which is responsible for encoding insulin-like growth factor, here the biological functions of the insulin-like growth factor, it is altered within the living organism. So that easily we can understand the various biological functions of the insulin-like growth factor which take place or which occurs within the living organism. Is it clear? So here this is regarding normal physiology and development. And the next specific strategy, here it is nothing but study of disease. So here by taking the advantage of transgenic animals, here we can study how the specific genes they play an important role, or how the specific genes they are responsible for the causes of one specific disease within the living organism. Is it clear? So let me arrange the things here. And the next specific advantage of the transgenic animal, it may include study of disease. So here most commonly transgenic animals they are used in order to study how the specific genes they are responsible for the causes of one specific disease. So here in order to understand that how the specific genes they are responsible for the causes of one specific disease, here transgenic animals they play an important role. Is it clear? So let me write it here. Study of disease. Study of disease, right? So let me write it here. Transgenic animals. Transgenic animals are most commonly used. To study how the genes are responsible for the occurrence of or for the causes of one specific disease. Right? So right now, transgenic animals, they act as specific selective models to many of the human diseases, so that investigation on the concerned human disease, it can be made so easily, and even the specific treatment to the concerned human disease, it can be obtained so accurately. Is it clear? There are many transgenic animals which do exist, which act as selective models, to many of the human diseases, so that investigation on the concerned disease is made possible is made possible and the treatment to the concerned human disease can be obtained so accurately. Is it clear? To the concerned human disease can be obtained accurately. So here right now, many of the transgenic animals, they act as selective models in order to study many of the human diseases like cancer, cystic fibrosis, rheumatoid arthritis and Alzheimer's disease. So let me write it here. Transgenic animals act as selective models to study many of the human diseases like cancer, cystic fibrosis, rheumatoid arthritis, and even Alzheimer's disease. Is it clear? And the next specific strategy here is nothing but biological products. So here transgenic animals, they play an important role in regulating the production of biological products. Is it clear? So let me arrange the things here. The next specific benefit of the transgenic animal here is nothing but production of biological products. So here medicines which are most commonly used to treat many of the diseases, basically they possess or they contain biological products. And here these biological products, they are often highly expensive. So here in order to regulate the production of many of the biological products, here transgenic animals, they are most commonly used. So here by taking the advantage of transgenic animals, here we can regulate the production of many of the biological products. Is it clear? So let me write it here. Transgenic animals are most commonly used in order to regulate the production of biological products. So here medicines which are most commonly used to treat many of the diseases, basically they possess or they contain biological products. And here these biological products, they are often highly expensive. So here in order to regulate the production of many of the biological products, here transgenic animals, they play an important role. So here in order to understand this particular concept, here we can take the advantage of one of the common example which has mentioned in your NCERT. So here if we consider a specific gene which is responsible for encoding a specific protein termed as alpha-1 antitrypsin. Is it clear? So let us assume it is a specific gene which is responsible for encoding a specific protein termed as alpha-1 antitrypsin. Is it clear? So here after isolating or after extracting the specific gene from the external species or from the external source, here we need to insert the concerned gene into the transgenic animal. So once when we insert the specific gene into the transgenic animal, now here likewise the other genes of the transgenic animal, even the specific foreign desirable gene, even it also undergoes successful expression within the transgenic animal. Is it clear? So here once when the specific gene, once when it undergoes successful expression within the transgenic animal, it leads to the production of a specific protein termed as alpha-1 antitrypsin. So here the specific alpha-1 antitrypsin, it is responsible for treating a specific disease termed as emphysema. Is it clear? Specific gene which is responsible for encoding alpha-1 antitrypsin is isolated and it is inserted into the transgenic animal. Now here production of antitrypsin takes place within the transgenic animal, and it is used to treat emphysema. And likewise the specific concept, even the specific transgenic animals, they play an important role in regulating the production of many of the biological products in order to treat many of the human diseases like cystic fibrosis and phenylketonuria. Is it clear? The specific transgenic animals, they are not only responsible in regulating the specific biological products for treating emphysema, even the specific transgenic animal, it plays an important role in regulating the production of the specific biological products which are responsible for treating many of the human diseases like cystic fibrosis and phenylketonuria. Is it clear? Transgenic animals are also used in regulating the production of biological products in treating many of the diseases like cystic fibrosis, and phenylketonuria. Is it clear? In addition to this, in the year 1997, the first ever designed transgenic cow, here it was nothing but Rosie. So here the uniqueness of that transgenic cow Rosie, here it was nothing but production of a specific protein termed as alpha-lactalbumin protein. So here presence of alpha-lactalbumin protein within the transgenic cow milk, here it was identified as balanced nutritional diet to the developing young babies in comparison with the non-transgenic cow milk. Is it clear? So here this is regarding production of biological products by taking the advantage of transgenic animals. And the next specific strategy here it is nothing but vaccine safety. So here transgenic animals, they play an important role in regulating the vaccine safety. So let me arrange the things here. The next specific benefit here, it is nothing but vaccine safety. Vaccine safety, right? So here most commonly transgenic animals, they are involved in regulating the vaccine safety. That means here prior to the usage of the specific vaccines on humans, most commonly transgenic animals, they are employed in regulating the vaccine safety. So here if the specific vaccines, if they are capable to function so efficiently on the transgenic animals, then the specific vaccines, they are used for humans. And here most commonly the specific transgenic animal which is employed for regulating the vaccine safety, here it is nothing but transgenic mice. So here transgenic mice, it is involved in regulating the vaccine safety for polio vaccine. Is it clear? Transgenic animals. Transgenic animals are most commonly used for regulating vaccine safety. For regulating vaccine safety. That means prior to the uses of vaccines on humans, transgenic animals are used for regulating vaccine safety. So here the most commonly used transgenic animals, here it is nothing but transgenic mice. The most commonly used transgenic animal is nothing but transgenic mice. And here the transgenic mice, most commonly it is used for regulating the vaccine safety for polio vaccine. That means if the specific vaccine, if it is capable to work so efficiently on the transgenic mice, and if it is quite reliable, here we can replace the uses of monkeys for carrying out the vaccine safety. That means instead of using monkeys for regulating the vaccine safety, here we can take the advantage of transgenic mice for regulating the vaccine safety here. Is it clear? Transgenic mice most commonly used for regulating vaccine safety. For polio vaccine. And if the specific vaccine, if it is capable to work so efficiently and if it is reliable, here we can replace the uses of monkeys. For vaccine safety. And here the next specific strategy here is nothing but chemical safety testing. Is it clear? Chemical safety testing. So here transgenic animals, they are not only responsible for regulating the vaccine safety, and even the specific transgenic animals, they are also involved in regulating the chemical safety testing. So here the specific transgenic animals, they possess or they contain specific genes which are very sensitive to the toxic chemicals. So here by taking the advantage of the specific genes which are a part of the transgenic animals, easily we can recognize the toxic nature of specific chemicals. Is it clear? So let me write it here. Transgenic animals are not only used for regulating vaccine safety, and even it is also used for regulating chemical safety testing. Chemical safety testing, right? So here basically transgenic animals contain or carry specific genes which are very sensitive to the toxic chemicals. Because of the presence of the concerned genes within the transgenic animals, easily we can recognize the toxic nature of the specific chemicals within the living organism in less time. Is it clear? So here all these are the various benefits of transgenic animals to the human welfare. So here this is regarding transgenic animals from the biotechnology and its applications in detail. And in the next upcoming lecture session, we will be studying regarding ethical issues. So here I hope that this video will help you a lot. So if you like this video, just hit the like button and share it to your friends.